All right, welcome back to the Career Build series. This is episode 30. So you may notice last episode I had to tow back our boat and our barge because the boat ran out of electricity. We had made this new boat which had some more advanced systems, and as you can see, I made it back. So it was actually pretty easy tow. Took like 45 minutes just because I'm towing the barge and the boat. So let's get these close and try to recall them. So trying to remember my controls as well. Alright, so we'll just get this close and then we should be able to recall the different parts. And let's take a look at our money. Remember, we did all that resource trading, so the whole point of that was money. So what I want to focus on this is I want to get this boat wrapped and finished so I can make sure if you guys want to use it, you can. So we're going to do that. We're going to try to finish this boat and get it in a quote-unquote finish. I want this in a release state so I can give it to you guys and you guys can use it. And then I don't know if we'll get to it this video, but probably not if I'm trying to finish this, but might keep it on the short side. Next one, we'll improve the barge a little bit. Maybe get the barge ready so that that can be released as well. And then I wanted to, I don't know if we should jump right into a container mission. Um, we might jump into a container mission once we get the barge done, and do some container handling. Um, because I finally went back and I spent a bunch of today working on my container shifter and my ship loader, and so we really need the ship loader to be able to load this barge up. So that's what I'm doing there. And so that was one of the impetus for kind of hanging off on doing a container handling was I needed to get that ship loader, and we needed to make enough money because when we spawn the ship loader, we're only really paying for the fuel, but we lose that money until we get the put it back in. So we need to have enough money to spawn it. So now we hopefully, after we recall all these, we should have enough money to spawn this boat, the barge, the new barge when we finish it, when we finish the boat, and then the ship handler. So we'll have to the ship loader. We'll have to spawn in the ship loader, and then we can drop the containers down on board the deck, and then we can put the ship loader back in the workbench. We can go to our next delivery point, spawn it, and use it. So that took me a little while to get that fixed. I learned a lot from the Mac Pinnacle, and that let me upgrade the ship loader. All right, so hopefully these are close enough to recall. Let me see. I'm going to go from craft to craft, see if I get recalls. Yep, workbench there. All right, so let's take this one in first. We'll take that to the workbench. All right, we're just going to close this one. All right, let's look at our money. 60,000, 6320. So I really, what I should have done is seen what I had before that, but it's not a big deal. All right, so this boat we're going to save as our Career Build Series 30 boat once it gets in. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take the rope. I don't want to lose the rope. Let me just grab it off the stern here and put it away. I'll actually clean up a little bit and put it away. Let's change our deck lights over to white, just make it a little easier for me to see. There we go. I don't know if that actually makes it easier for me to see, but I prefer it that way for now. Okay, so let's put the barge away. So the barge is unchanged. So barge, let me make sure the barge is not unchanged. So here are this is the ship loader and the container shifter. So that was important to get that going. So let me just save this as let's do rear build 30 barge, and then we know we can go back to this and work on that. All right, let's recall that. So we had 3360. We're at 68,988, and so yep, we're going to be around 100 grand. All right, so we're going to definitely save this boat. This is our most updated boat. Nothing really changed on it, but it's always nice to just save that one. All right, so let's save this one as career build boat 30. All right, so that's one saved. Let's look at our money. 101,000. So as you can see, that was a very nice lucrative. I think we went out with like, I can't even remember. We had maybe, I think we had like 7,500 when we went out. So I think the boat was like 30 grand. So you're talking we probably had around 40 grand, and now we're up to 101,000. So that's really nice, and I'll show you why. Again, so we have to spawn that boat. So this boat's going to cost us. Where is this? I'm trying to figure what the boat's going to cost. The boat's going to cost us 32,000 to spawn. All right. Barge is going to cost us 8. So what are we up to? 40. And then we want to spawn the ship loader. That's going to be 26. So we're talking 60 something thousand to get everything spawned in. We'll get the money right back for this, but that will allow us to spawn all that in and then get a container. So let's start working on this boat. So actually, I'm not going to do it here. So let's go ahead and we're going to save this one. Save career build series. I'll save it as backup. I always alternate. That way I have them. All right, so that's saved. Let's quit to menu. And let's we'll open up the test world. That's going to be a little bit easier to work in the boat. We have fewer constraints. And I can kind of open up my list, my to-do list, and see what we need to do. So let's go in. I don't think I have. I should make a drive for the career boat, but I don't think I did. I think I've been doing this on paper just so it's easy to write. So let me look at my paper and see what's up with what we need to do here. Shut all this rain off. For some reason, it's been spawning with the rain on and not saving my settings, but whatever. That was probably just some update. All right, so let's see. We need to work on our anchor. We have some issue with our anchor, so that's big. We need to put a bilge pump in case, let's say we hit a rock with our boat and we damage the hull. We'll start getting water inside, and until we fix that with a blowtorch, which we also need, we're going to essentially just keep taking on water and we can sink. So that's one of the few ways we can sink. So a bilge pump will try to pump out, so that's something we want. I think that might clean up the boat. The boat really doesn't have too much left. Add catalytic converters, that we need to do that. Digital compass. Says fix APU. I just need to check that. All right, so let's check this boat out and let's get working. All right, and let's all right. So career build 30 boat. All right, so I want to fix this anchor first. This anchor is not functioning. Ooh, I put it underwater. That's why it porpoised up, and I missed it. All sorts of problems here. All right, so let's jump on. Okay, so let's see. Let's test the anchor out. So we need. Let me make sure infinite electricity's off. Good. Master power systems. We'll lower the anchor. All right, so we'll make sure the anchor goes down. Again, it's nice. Okay, so this should be releasing when it goes down, which it's not. Okay, let me see. All right, so that should be releasing. So let's look and see. So that's so this sticks to the hull off when we load in, because as we start, this will go and it will attach to the hull. And we kind of want that so it's not flapping around. You don't necessarily need it to attach to the hull, but we want it to auto attach to the ground, and then it's going to give us a light and tell us when it's attached. So as you, I think, did I put an attached light on here? Beep, anchor set light should be on if it's attached. So let's work on this anchor. So something's up with that. All right, so we'll just follow our logic. I've been working on like 20 different builds since this, so it always takes me a little while to figure out where stuff is. So I'm just gonna follow it back. So I have my anchor connection here. All right, let's look. All right, so we have, all right, so if one, which one is up? If up is not on, it's going to toggle the mag all. All right, no, yeah, if up is not on, it's going to toggle the mag all. If down is on, see, we want it to automatically connect to the ground. Trying to see if we need it to do that. Let's do this. Let's put an OR here. So this way, if up or down are working, because you know we're going to most likely want to put out the maximum value of cable anyways on that. So let's try to neaten this up a little bit. So if either of our buttons are selected, we don't want the mag all on. As soon as we shut one off, we want it to try to connect. That's going to make it a little bit more simplified and see if that works. If it's connected, it's going to read to the panel. That works. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try not to do this. I do this all the time. I kind of clean my stuff up so it's, you know, I don't like the diagonals, but, you know, I'm going to release this so I want you guys to be able to see where the lines go so it's a little easier for you to work on if you want to do something to it. All right, so let's try that, see if that fixed our anchor. Again, I'm still spawning underwater, which I should change. All right, so neither of the buttons are hit, so it should be connected to the hull. It is, as you can see, it's kind of stowed against the hull, so it's not flopping. Put it down. All right, as you can see, that detached it, which is what we want. We also, let's double the speed of that while we're here. And then we have something's up with it not telling us that it's attached. So let's see if we can figure that out first here. All right, so let's go electrical, make sure it has electricity. So we're feeding electricity to the winch, and then it's feeding from the electrical cable anchor to the mag all. That's fine. Let's go to data. All right, so it's sending a connected signal from the mag-all up to the on-off input. Then when it connects to here, the on-off input goes into on-off input is where on-off input goes in right here to the on-off input. Okay. Okay, that should be on-off output should be there. That should go to connected. So we double the speed. Let's see. So if it's connected, it should write to channel 2 and then go to the panel to show. So let's make sure that that channel is correct on the panel. That's right there. That should be 2. Anchor set. Okay. Anchor up's 1, 2. Anchor down's 3. And then maybe I'll expand that and I'll put the length of the cable. See, we have a large, or you know, it's what is it? I forget what the name of that is. Medium winch. All right, so let's. All right, so that's going doubly fast. So that's a little bit better. It's less obnoxious sounding. All right, it's less obnoxious to wait for it. Is what I meant to say. Yeah, so that's a reasonable speed. All right, so it is sitting on the bottom of the ocean. Let's go ahead. I'm going to jump out, and then we want to pay out the whole extent of the cable. So let's see. We have 20 meters on this winch, so let's get it to 20. There's 20. Okay, now it should not connect until I deselect the down button. All right, so now the anchor should set. I'm going to go down there and swim down and check on it. Okay, so mag-all is connected false, so it's not connected. All right, so why is it not connected? That is the question. Magnet true, connected false. Okay, so the magnet is on. Okay, so I want to know why this is not connecting to the ocean floor. I'm trying to just flip it so I can see if it's the lights on, but it's being obnoxious. All right, so one thing we can test it is I can start reeling it in. If it starts pulling us down, it's connected. If it doesn't, it's not. Okay, so it detached. Let me pay out a line and let's just do this. Let's start up. Let's reverse. I have to fix the desync on this engine too. Put that in my notes. We'll see if it holds this. It might just be not reading the connector. Okay, so it's not connected. So let's just drive around a little bit, see if we can get it to connect. Go slow. Alright, so it does not want to connect, which is interesting to me. Alright, so I can see better now that it's in the sun. So let's hit 3. There we go. I had it on. Okay, so it's connecting. That was just I changed the way it works. It was supposed to auto-connect when it went down. Alright, so we're just not getting an anchor set light. So that's the only problem. So I'm content that, this is connecting. This is going to hold us. Let's read it. Okay, connected true. As you can see, we don't have a ton of cable, but, I'm not putting a huge winch on, or a bigger winch on here, I don't think, for a small boat. We're only going to be anchoring this in small water. Okay, so what we want to look here is up, down, on, off. The on-offs are true, both of them. Okay. On-offs are true. Let me look. So that's sending a true signal. Okay, so let's see what is up with this. Did I paint this? So it should be green when it's set, so it's painted. Let's see. Definitely it's 2. Okay, logic. Did I not plug the composite in? I did not plug the composite in. Okay, pretty simple. So, alright, so that's working now. Let's spawn this. Again, it's often the simple things, and I have 2,700 hours, 2,700 hours in game. So it's connected to the to our boat right now. I'm gonna go down, and it won't connect until I let go of this button. Which is fine. Because we have such a short cable, we're going to want to pay out all the cable. If you had, like, say, 400-meter cable on a large ship and you were in shallow water, you might want to let out 100 meters of cable. In real life, you'd lay out more, but, so you'd want to, have it auto set probably, but I'm going to wait till this is all out. Okay, we'll see if it sets. Alright, let me turn the wind on, see if I can get the wind to blow me away, and then have it set. Okay, so we'll see if it actually has a set and if it's still reading a bad signal. Okay, as you can see, we are anchored. It's not, we're anchored. It's not pulling us. All right, we're not pulling the anchor. We are anchored to the ground, but we're just still, yep, there we go. We have a signal now. Okay, so that's working. All right, then if I put it, let's shut the wind off. Okay, if I put it up, as you can see, it disconnects the anchor and raises. I'm going to double the speed again, just again, so that, especially seeing I'm going to be using this in videos, I don't want it to take too long. So it was at a 2, we'll make it a 4. And that will set that. So anchor is fixed. I kind of changed the way I did it a little bit. My bigger ships, I make them more automated just because you kind of need to with a huge ship. So we can cross that off our list. Repair anchor is done. Lovely. And we can also just transfer all that logic to the barge. That will make that easier. Repair torch is going to be easy to do. Let's do that right now. It's nice to knock out some of the easy stuff when you can. We don't... I'm trying to think what let's just do this. Make sure symmetry is off. Symmetry is off. I can put it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hide it back here. All right. Torch. Repair torch will go right there behind the seats. We will paint. There we go. That's done. Shore power. Did I add shore power? That was on my to-do list. I have yet to add shore power, so we need that. All right, let's see. Logic, electricity. So we want. So we have our main relay here. So this is turned on by master power. So what we want is we want shore power to go to the master power side. What is going on here? Why is that there? Huh. Okay, what did I do to this relay? That's what I'm asking myself. Did I hook everything up to the wrong side of this? I could have. There's only one thing going to this relay, and it's on this side, and it's the fins. Huh. Why did I hook that up like that? Very strange. Okay. So this should have all the systems going here. This goes there, that goes there. That goes this. Yeah, so this is the main bus that's going to send power to everything. I don't know why these are on there. These should be there. And then what we want is we have, this is our backup battery, that emergency backup battery. This is our main battery. What is the main battery going to? So the main battery should be going to the alternators. That's fine. It should be going to the piston. That's fine. It should be going to there. It should be going to the solar panels. That's fine. That's going to power everything with the solar. It goes directly to the battery. That goes up to the nav lights so that we can do nav lights. So this is essentially hot busing it. And then we want to take this, and this will isolate it to our systems by putting that there. So, okay, so that's fixed. So we want shore power to go here, and then we have to connect the master for it to go across. So, okay, so let's just go right here. Yeah, let's do that. And then I usually make this just a blue color. It's nice that the devs updated the painting so that we can paint just the circle section. All right, let's paint. Okay, good there. And then let's look in here and then fix this color in here. Okay, good. So we have shore power there. So let's go back to electricity. We want to go shore power, and we want to go to our battery side. So this will give electricity to both of our batteries. No, we don't want to do that. I think, okay, so this is what we're going to do. Shore power is going to go directly to the two, okay, I'm trying to think how to isolate these systems. I know it's a little bit pedantic, but it helps in, some real world situations. Like we were having problems where we were running out of battery. We want that. So we can connect this directly to the battery, and we can connect this directly to the other side of the of this emergency switch here. Relay, that's fine. This goes here. Let's hook this to both shore power to both batteries, I think. That way we can first isolate the batteries, and so anyways, we'll plug in, say, from a generator in the shore. It will come in here. It will recharge both batteries first. If we click on the master power button, then we can run all of our systems on the ship from the shore power. So we can either just do our batteries, because we don't want to waste our shore power. Let's say I'm using a generator on the shore, an automatic generator. I don't want to be powering the stability system. I don't want to be powering a bunch of stuff I don't want to power. I may just want to keep the batteries charged, or recharge the batteries. So that sets that up. Okay, so shore power is done. And of course, I made it more complicated than it probably needed to be. Repair torch is done. Shore power is done. Catalytic converters. We're blowing a lot of smoke. So we want to add some cats on here. So let's do, hopefully 2. We'll do that without choking our engines. So we need to make sure that they are not choking up our engines. So we're just going to go 2 cats. Now when you lay cats, put them like this. You want to put them on your input side. That's your output. And then what you'll notice is if you take a pipe, it says exhaust out. So you want to put it on this side. That way it will be oriented correctly. All right, so let's test this. We want to make sure we don't lose any speed. We normally get around 30, what was it, 33 at the most. So let's systems, start both engines. Let's get going. All right, so we didn't lose any speed, and we're puffing a little smoke, but not like we were. I like that. A little bit of smoke's kind of nice. I just don't want it pouring smoke when we're trying to reverse. Let's try to reverse. We can look over our left shoulder, and then we'll back up. Because I was trying to tow all those boats. I was trying to tow everything, and I couldn't see behind me because we were blowing so much smoke. So that's beautiful. That works really well. Okay, so we can cross that off our list. So this is, we're getting through this. Add cats is done. I want to do a digital compass. So I'm trying to make this boat 100% me, so it doesn't have anybody else's stuff on it. And I'm not great at Lua, and so I don't want to really get into a foray of Lua right now. So I think what I'm going to do is just do it with a digital gauge like this. Let me try something. Make sure there's nothing on the roof that I would limit losing. Okay, let's try this. It's going to be 2 panels. So let's go like this. Trying to think how I want to do this. I think let's do that. Let's do this. Let's, what is that? That is nice. That's flats. Okay, good. So let's try this. This may or may not work. We may actually do it with a screen. Maybe I'll do a little bit of Lua. I'm not, Lua's great. I just am not great at it. So let's just, we'll play with this really quick and see what I want to do. 7 segment. 3 is 7 segment. And then 4 is going to be a 7 segment. Okay, so this is, let's look at this really quick. Okay, so that's good. And then I can't recall if I can actually do this. I know I can do a screen, so I'll do a screens if I can, but you can kind of, yeah, see that I can't do it with panels, but I can do a screen. So let's do it with the screens, and we can also, here, this is what we'll do. We will put it above the other compass. We'll go like this. Make sure there's nothing there. So yeah, this here is the transponder locator, which is getting relocated. So we're going to cut that. And I kind of like, let's see, is that going to interfere with anything? It is not. So actually I prefer it in the back anyways, like that. All right, good. So let's do this. Go like that. Let's do a monitor. And we'll do, you can see how pathetic my Lua abilities are. Let me see what a wedge looks like here. Do a 2x wedge. If it's not enough, if I can't see it very well, I'm going to, I'll do a 4 wedge. I think I should be able to see this pretty well. So that's a good little trick. You can do a wedge there, and you can see your screens and recess them in the ceiling, which I think is kind of a cool thing. So as you can see, yeah, I can't see it very well because it's to my left, but what I think I'll do is I'll reposition and I'll put it straight ahead of me. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll put it straight ahead of me. That's probably a better way to do it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Actually, let's do this. I kind of like it in the center, so we'll just do this. Let's do that. Symmetry's on. Let's do pyramid. Let's do 2x pyramids. Come on. Like that. that should be able to see that pretty nicely. And that will, so we can put a digital readout. Yeah, see, it's still kind of in the way. I just want to be able to, I'm just going to put a number right in the center. That, and I can read that. That's fine. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's move this back. Cut that. Let's go back. What do we need? 2 more blocks. So that's there. Make sure it's not interacting. Nope, it's just sitting underneath the GPS, which is fine. Let's merge that like so. Let's get erase, and we'll erase all of that. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll do a do 4x pyramids, and we will recess the ceiling even more. We'll do a wedge, and we'll see if this is easier or harder to see. And then if it's still a pain, I can relocate it. But let's see. Also kind of gives a little bit of an interesting, you know, something to look at on the ceiling. There we go. See, I have full view of it now. It's once it's painted, it won't look as kind of out of place. All right, so let's paint that, and then we'll work on a little Lua. I am terrible at Lua. I need to get better. So, you know, we'll work on it a little bit. This is pretty simple Lua here. So that's going to look pretty good, I think. Let's spawn it, and I'll check it. Yeah, so you can do that with monitors. That's kind of nice, putting the wedges there. You cannot do that with, I really like that. That actually looks really good. You can't do that with panels, unfortunately, because they have a collision. And you need that area to be able to interact with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially just put a digital readout of what the compass is on that. Yeah. So let's go to B. Let's save this really quick. All right. Let's work on digital compass. So do a blank. And make it white. Let's put it right here. Let's go there. Okay. Digital compass. Somebody, I use it in a lot of my builds. You know, it's credited in my builds, but they do a really cool digital compass. That's a lot fancier than I'll be able to do, but you know, I have to learn how to do that. And I want to keep this build all my stuff. I don't want to put a bunch of other stuff from the workshop on here. All right, so let's do this is compass sensor. Okay, compass sensor, and this is going to read out, should be able to read out just a video output to compass monitor. Okay, I think that might be all I need on there. So let's look. Compass monitor, Lua block. We'll cross our fingers. I'm not great at Lua. I will write a number. The number will be 1. That will go into the Lua script. That will come out the compass monitor. Okay. Edit script. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm pretty terrible at Lua. So let's do this. Let's save this. No, don't save that. We'll update that. We will, let's connect it while we're here. Okay, so this, where's my compass sensor? Compass sensor, I think, is here now. Compass sensor, good. And then we want video. I'll connect that there. Let's also do electricity while we're here. Yep, so that's set up. All right, so let's save this. I think I might have one of my data screens that actually has some of the info in there. Data screen right here. Okay, let's look at it. All right, so I'm looking for the Lewis section here. Video switch box. We could put in a loading screen, but we'll do that later. I just want to make it pretty basic. So this here is the loading screen. I want the Lewis script. Okay, so I'm going to actually just copy this whole Lua block, and we will, that way we can take it into the build, and we can, I can just strip the parts that I need. This way you can also see, like I said, some people are incredible at Lua. I just have not delved into it very much. Okay, so we want to do here, so function on tick, what this is doing is it's taking our numbers, which remember we took that number from the compass, we called it 1, so we need that. We need number 1. It's going to be compass. And I'm going to do the, do I do the calculation in here or not? I don't know. Okay, so let's do that. So that's going to get that number. Oh, that's fine. Draw text box. We can move that around, so we only need 1. We're just doing the 1. Draw text box. So we're using GS, which is just the top one. So we're gonna keep all the ones that say GS. That's what we deleted up there was GS, and I'm gonna change it all to compass. 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 Some of these are going to draw. I don't want it to draw. I want just the number. You know, so I'll go back and fix that. I have to realign everything too. All right, so let's try this and just see where we're at. See if we can get it to draw on the screen. That's half the battle. And then, okay, update that. Okay, so logic on systems, we want to turn that monitor on. So we have our systems here. Systems will turn on the monitor. Let's spawn it. Let's see what it looks like. This could be pulling teeth because I'm really not good at Lua. Alright, master power systems. Okay, so it's on. It says compass. We don't need it to say compass. Okay, that's fine. And we want the number. Alright. I also have a drop shadow on there. I'm going to take the drop shadow off. Alright, so it's doubled up. That's why it was doubled is I put a drop shadow in there. So as you can see, there's 2. I don't need 2, so let's start by getting rid of that. Second one, update that. Update this. And then I'm going to move this boat up. Actually look at where the water line is, and I'm going to put this above water so it's not crashing into the water. It's not starting under the water and bobbing. All right, so let's go and let's check this here. And that should have got rid of the drop shadow. Okay, compass, that's fine. I actually like the other color better, so we'll use the other color, which I believe was 200. I could find the color. Okay, so we don't want compass. Draw a text box. 0.1% of compass. All right, draw text box, string format, percent of compass 10. Okay. Set color. This should be 200, I think was what the other number was. Let's update that. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit pulling teeth just because I have to go back and forth, and I'm not great at it. So some people, you know, could knock this out super fast. I'm not great at that. Okay. All right, so there's the color we wanted, that brighter green color. All right, let me try to fix the alignment. All right, so I want it just perfectly centered. So to do with 6. What if I do 0, no, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, up, cancel that. I don't want to, I don't know how to undo. Okay, I forgot how to undo. That's terrible. Okay. All right, let me see what I'm doing here. let me get rid of this here. Let me update it, spawn it. Let's see where we're at here. I just want to read out, I want to get a number to read out in the center, so I need to find where the center of that 1x1 screen is. Alright, so that's way up there now. Okay. Alright, so we're getting a number off the compass sensor. Let's do this. Update this. So I want it in 360 degrees. So if we go to our bearing panel, let's get rid of this water so I can actually see what I'm doing. Where's bearing panel? Seat control, bearing panel. Okay, so we want a formula here that converts that compass sensor into degrees. And let's see if I can find it. Is that it there? 3 times 360, A10, 360. Let me see, I gotta look. Alright, compass there. It's 1. Switch box. This is the that's the radial. I think it's this top one. Yeah, the compass plugs directly into it. No, it's not. Okay, let's just do this. Alright, let's move on to something else here. I'm just, I'll try to figure some of this out later. I don't want this to go on with me trying to figure out Lua. Alright, bilge pump. Let's do a bilge pump. That should be quick and easy, and I don't have to try to figure out how to do Lua again for the 500th time. Alright, bilge pump. So where do I want to go out? I think let's just right on the bottom. I just had the notion to overcomplicate this, but actually let's do it right here. This is great. So we have our fire hose here, right? So what we can do here is let's go erase here. Let's do a T-piece. Just pick a direction, which is this direction. Let's do a fluid. Let's go flow. All right, so what we want to do is we want to make sure the flow is going one direction. Let's do, I need to color this just to see what arrow, so that's fine. So pointing on it will go there. All right, so the flow, I'm just going to paint this just so I can see the arrow. Make sure the arrow is going in one direction so the water can't come out and flood the craft. All right, so, and then I want to take a fluid port. And so what this will just allow me to do is, come on. Let's see. Trying to think if I want to do something else here. I also don't want to pumping air. Trying to think. I don't think that will flood if I do a valve. Let me do a valve. All right, let's do a valve real quick. All right. I'm on symmetry again. Okay, let's not do symmetry. All right, so we have a valve here. So let's also do a fluid port. All right, so we have a valve and we have a fluid port. What's going to happen here is this. If we, okay, let's also do a meter. Let's do that. Put that in there, meter. All right, fluid meter. All right, so the fluid meter is just going to go in here somewhere. We'll stick it right here is fine. So this fluid meter is going to read inside of our engine compartment. If the number is greater than 0, which means that we have water in here, what it's going to do is it's going to turn on our pump for our fire hose, and it's going to also open the valve. So it's going to suck water out of both the. Actually, let me see what I want to do. I can further. I know everybody can complicate this more, but make it better. So let's do that. Valve. All right. So let's put a valve on the top. Okay. Can I sit this? This is not seated, so let's cut this. Let's seat this. I can't seat this yet. I'm still working on it. All right, let me move it forwards, just out of the way. All right, that's fine. Merge it here. Okay. All right, so I have a valve here, and I want to put a valve off of this here. All right, I need to try to figure this out. So we want to be able to take either from this room or we want to take it from the ocean. So we need two valves there so we can select, hey, which one do I want to take it from? The ocean, or do I want to take it from that actually works better like that. Okay, so this allows me to take from here or take from the room itself. So let's do this. Okay, let's go like this. All right, so we either want to draw from here or we want to draw from the room. So let's go up here. Let's go pipe. Let's just do one of these angle pipes here. I know this complicates a little bit more, but I think the end product is going to be better. All right, so we need another valve. Let's do this. Let's put it on the ground there, like that. All right, and let's do another valve here. All right, and let's do a fluid pump, or a fluid port rather. All right, so what's going to happen is this. If we want our fire hose to work, all right, what's going to happen is if we want our fire hose to work, what's going to happen is this valve here is going to open. The water is going to be drawn up. The pump's going to start. The water is going to be drawn up from the ocean. It's going to go through the valve. It's going to come up here because it can't go this way. This valve's still closed. It's going to go up. It's going to go through here. It's going to go into the pump. All right, now we need to, and that would go out the hose. But what we want to do is we want to set this up to also have an option to go down and out the ship itself. So what we'll do here is we're going to keep this section all to outbound water. And then we'll go like this. T-piece that. And we will go like this. All right, so let's follow the flow. All right, so let's say that we want to turn on our fire hose. So we're going to open this valve. Water is going to come up. It's going to go through there. It can't go through here. That will be closed. It's going to come up. It's going to go in through the pump. It's going to go up here. It's going to go both to here and up here, but this valve's closed, so most of the water pressure is going to come out. We're going to fight the fire with our hose. All right, so let's say that we have situation 2. We're flooding. All right, the meter reads greater than 0. It's going to open this valve. This valve's closed. All right, so the water's going to, the pump's going to turn on. It's going to draw water in from there. It's going to come up. It's going to go through here. It's going to go all the way up here, but remember, it's going to stop here unless we have the hose connected, which is fine. So it's going to go up and it's going to hit a wall there. And then it's going to come this way, and this valve will open because we're trying to get rid of the water in the ship. And that will go out here, and it will, be vented overboard. And that will be our pump out system. So we're able to use, instead of adding, I could have made it super simple by adding an extra pump, but this allows us to have a more realistic and compact system, theoretically. All right, so now we need to work on the logic. So let's find our fire panel here. So our fire panel is beautifully nice and thin, which was good because we're going to add to it. So let's cut it. Let's move it. Let's paste it here. Let's quickly try to get me through the... let me quickly try to get through all of my logic. This should be the quick section for me. Okay, let's just double the width like that. All right, so let's call it fire hose / bilge. All right, so this is going to allow us to use that same pump for 2 things. So pump. So we need an or here, right? So we either want to press that button to start it, or if the meter is reading greater than 0. So we're going to go logic. We're going to add a node. We're going to do number input bilge fluid level. Okay, bilge fluid level. All right, so let's go ahead and hook that up before we get sidetracked. Where did it go? All right, I don't see it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, is it hiding on me? There it is. Bilge. It was. Yep, it's sitting right on top. Okay, bilge fluid level. All right, so if it is greater than 0. All right, if that's greater than 0, we want it to also trigger the pump. All right, so if we either turn on our fire hose or our bilge is greater than 0, our pump comes on. All right, so that's set. Next thing we want to do is we need to start doing valve control. All right, so now we need valves. So we need, so we can actually do this with 2 nodes because 2 of those are going to open at the same time. So that's going to be on, off, out. That's going to be hose. And this one's going to be an output, and that one's going to be bilge. Okay. So now we have these 2, hose and bilge. So if I turn on the hose, we want the hose valve to open. All right. If the meter comes on, I want the bilge to open. All right. Pretty simple. All right. Update that like that. Let's start connecting. All right. So hose. The only one for the hose that we want is, look really quick, is this one here. So this one here is the only one for the hose. That's bringing water into the system from outside. So that's hose. This one is bilge. Bilge is going to be both access to the fluid port in our bilge, and it's also going to be the valve control for our outflow to push water out. All right. Then we need the bilge fluid level comes to this meter here, which we don't want capacity, we want level because capacity will turn the system on all the time. All right, so we have hose, we have that, we have this, we have that. Okay, let's see, any composites or anything? Yep, I have composites. Okay, good. So let's take that back in. We'll cut it. We'll drag it back in. So this should theoretically work. I need to hook up some electricity. But this gives us a nice little compact bilge system that works off one of our pre-existing systems, which I kind of like that. That makes it a little bit cool, a little bit different, you know, and then plug it back in. All right, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to test it. So I'm going to take a spawner, and I'm going to put a small amount of fuel in here, water in here. So let's just go seawater. I don't want it full. Let's do like 10% water. Hopefully that doesn't sink us. Let's spawn it. All right, and let's see if the pump is, yep, see how it's pumping out our bilge? All right, so that's automatically pumping us out. All right, so that's working well. All right, so that's pumping out. Now, even if our bilge is running, we should be able to open up our fire hose. So if there's a tiny, tiny bit of water in there, we should be able to fight a fire as well. B, I believe. Okay, so one issue we might have run into here is all those T-pieces, if it's causing us to have problems with pump. But let's do this. Let's see if we get our full pressure back when we see if we get our full pressure back once we empty the bilge. So let's do this. Let's just recall it. Let's delete that spawner. So we know the bilge works. It's pumping out. Let's see if we can fight a fire when the bilge is empty. Still pumping water, but we want that full pressure we had before. And it looks like we do. Yep. So okay. So all that's happening is when the system's open like that, it's routing. It's trying to pump 2 different areas, so it down the pressure. So that's fine as long as our bilge isn't full of water, which the only time it should be is if we hit something. If we're sinking, we're not going to be fighting fires, so that's fine. That works for me. Let me turn on the pressure. I want to see what this goes up to. Okay, just under 100 it looks like. So let's do this. I don't like these gauges flipping around like that. So let's go here. Water pressure, where was it? Water pump, water pressure here. 0, and then let's do 100 indeterminate units. And then you'll just notice real quick what that does. All right, so this is going to turn into a little bit of a. It's flicking around. I could put a floor. There's a way to smooth that. I could do it, but you know, it's not spinning anymore. It's staying within the range. Let's see if it goes stable when I. Yeah, see, it goes more stable when I have the hose on because it's giving me a more constant pressure. So that's good. All right, so our fire system still works. Our bilge works. So that's great. Let's cross off bilge. And what I think I'll do is I'll make a separate video with me just working on that compass sensor. I'll kind of figure it out on my own so that I can knock that out. I'll attach it onto the end of this video. We'll finish this one up here soon. Let me see. I have a note to fix APU, so I'll look at that, see what's up with that. Bilge pump is done. All right, so we're getting towards the end here. Let me check the APU. I had a note to check the APU. I don't know what's wrong with it. It takes a couple starts, but it's charging. Our battery's APU's running. Is it charging? Yep, seems to be charged. Yeah, it has a charge going. I don't know if it's not very loud. Let me check the engine itself, make sure it's operating fine. All right, it's at 99.4% efficiency. Let's see what the throttles are at. Yeah, so that's fine. I guess it's charging fine. It's being a little on the slow end, but it is charging the battery. I think it should rev up. Let's turn on some lights and everything. Let's try to get this to use as much electricity as possible. As you notice, it's at 29 throttle, 0.29 throttle. Let's see if we can't ramp that up. Get it to do a bunch of throttle. So I turn systems on. Let's see if I can't get this to just trying to burn up a bunch of electricity here so that it tries to speed it up a little bit. See if it increases. So the APU is on and working. I don't know what my note was about. I think it might have hiccuped at me earlier. You can see it's raising the throttle slowly. Let's do this. Let's find our APU, and I'm going to increase the digit on there, so it will try to hopefully have that go a little bit faster. All right, so that's off APU air. I think that's off the main panel. APU P value is 1. Let's try 2. Okay. Yeah, so we burned down battery pretty well by using the water pump. So let's get that going. I'm just going to put some draw on the system so that it's trying to. I don't want to start my engine. I want my engine off. Okay, so let's start the APU. Okay, this might have been what the issue was. Okay, so it doesn't like that new setting. So let me adjust the idle. Yeah, let me adjust the idle, see what's up with that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll take a break. I'll stitch on the compass once I figure that out kind of off screen, and then I'll walk you through it so you don't have to watch me just do a bunch of Lua. Okay, here's APU, air and fuel. That's multiplied correctly. That's 0.10. Let's bring that to 0.3. Okay, APU value, what did I have it as? 1. Update that. All right, let's see how this sounds now. See if this will give me. I just want the APU to charge faster. Okay, so that's burning some electricity. We have lights on. Let's turn nav lights on. I don't want the engine started again. I keep forgetting that. Alright, so it's started now. Okay, so let's see. The APU may not be able to overcome that pump. That pump burns a lot of electricity. Alright, so it's charging. Let me see what the run level is on this. Throttle's still pretty low. Throttle's at 0.3. Okay. Let me see where we're at here. Why this APU's running a little bit lower than I'd like. Alright. Alright, so that turns on the APU. 10 turns on the APU. APU p-value is 1. 1. That's just reading the battery here. Okay, that reads the battery. Alright, so the APU is working. It's not revving up, so that's something else I'll try to figure out. Alright, so yeah, I'll work on that later. Alright, so the video is kind of getting long, so let's call it here. You know, we did some good work on this boat. I'll do a quick little recap. And then, you know, we're going to start the barge. We'll do the barge detailing and working on that. And I will, off screen, I'll work on the compass, and then I'll show you how to do that with the Lua. I'm not great at Lua. So so we fixed the anchor. That was good. We added a bilge pump. We put in a new screen for what's going to be a digital compass. So that's going to give us a readout. The reason I did that is it's hard to tell like say we just want to have the heading hold, do our current heading. We don't know what it is. It's hard to tell with this gauge. So we have a digital readout that says, okay, we're headed 170. We want to go 180. We can type in 180. We know it's going to be 10 degrees to the right. Or if we want to just go 10 degrees right, we're going 170. We know to input 180. We put a torch kind of hidden back there. We added shore power, so that should connect in. So good little productive session. This boat is almost ready to release. Like I said, I'm going to go in and I will, I think that compass is the last thing, and I'll work on the APU kind of off screen and see what's up with that. All right, thank you for watching.